Hi Caspar, on the 24th of April 2020, and I've got an Italian red wine here, more specifically a Sicilian mature red wine, and we are on the slopes of Mount Etna, and most of you will know Etna, this extraordinary volcano that rather dominates northeastern Sicily. And the volcano has two real grapes it calls its own, red and white. Red Nerello Mascalese, backed up by, in a much more minor way, Nerello Cappuccio, and Cadicante for the white wines. And both Cadicante and Nerello Mascalese have extraordinary potential, potential being realised by estates like this. Pietradolce, which is one of my favourite producers almost anywhere actually. I think the wines are absolutely superb. So we're quite old now. This is not their top wine. Their top wine's Barbagallo, which we've also offered, which is now expensive. I mean, on the table it'll be probably thick end of £90 a bottle. I think most people tasting it would say that it's worth that actually. But this, you know, if a red grape went to war and was injured and was bandaged up, this is the sort of colour that would leak through the bandages about 2 days later. It's got that sort of real rusty cast to it, almost orange at the rim, quite pale. I mean, it's been likened to Pinot Noir so often, Nerello Mascalese. So we're on the slopes of Etna anyway, and facing north, so away from the torrid effect of the sun, Mediterranean sun, and at altitude as well. But still, this is a wine that's you know eight and a bit years old now, and I'm looking at 15% on the back label. Crikey! So I'm going to go fairly easy on it, but let's have a look at it. It's a fascinating nose. It's developed. It's got an interesting juxtaposition between fruit and a sort of perhaps terroir driven, maybe tertiary character. It's got a pastel like concentration to the dark red and brown fruit. Really, and it's got a sweetness in there, like I say, like pastels, but at the same time it's got this really dry character, sort of very earthy, very spicy turmeric, perhaps dried red pepper flakes, a bit of something rooty like licorice. It's a really interesting set of aromas. Smells warm. It smells of the sun. It smells as if the grapes had sun bathing them during the growing season. Put it in the mouth, and the first sip sort of lands on the palate with this soft and rather gentle sort of pat. It's got a sort of fluff, a fully resolved softness to the fruit as it lands on the tongue, and then quite quickly through that comes this spine of toasty, spicy, earthy mineral dust that brings the whole thing into focus and pushes it into the long term. There's a definite mushroom aroma there, and nothing to do with cork taint, but I note like old libraries, that slightly fusty smell of old paper that's perhaps not been as dry as it might have been. This is fully resolved, this wine. It's very nice. I mean, it's an alternative to Chambord Musigny. It would be very welcome. It is very welcome. It's delicious. It's and just plain cooked lamb probably as an accompaniment. But yeah, nice wine. That's been 2011 Archineri from a winery called Pietradolce in northeastern Sicily. Super wine, delicious, and I think time to drink up. Probably it's fully mature, but lovely.